Hey guys, so for day 9 of Halloween designs, I am going to do a chrome Halloween set. So I am going to be doing like an isolated chrome design, and the whole reason for doing this was because I wanted to test out the Ballpit anti-chrome matte top coat that I just got, to see if I can finally get a hang of doing isolated chrome designs. If you've watched any of my previous isolated chrome videos or like designs that I have done, then you know I kind of struggle a little bit because the trick to like matte top coat and then buff it never really works for me. And then I started just applying like my base color and then wiping the sticky layer off, and while that worked a lot better for me, it still didn't always work out, and I still ended up with chrome sticking in places that I didn't want it to stick. So when Ballpit came out with this matte top coat that is supposed to be good for isolated chrome designs, I immediately bought it so I could test it out and see how well it works. So to start off with this set, I'm just going in with the black from Ballpit and painting all of the nails with this. I did do 2 coats of this, and I cured each coat for 60 seconds. After getting all of the nails painted black, I'm taking the anti-chrome matte top coat. I always want to call it the anti-matte top coat for some reason. Like, it gets so confusing for me, and I don't even know why. But it is the anti-chrome matte top coat, and I'm applying this to all of the nails, and then I do cure it for 60 seconds. And not only was I curious to see how this top coat would work for chrome, I also wanted to see how it would be if you were to just use it as a regular matte top coat for your designs. If you've watched, again, any of my previous videos where I would do a matte design, I always talked about how before applying your matte top coat, you need to wipe off the sticky layer because it will cause streaking on the nail, whether you do an actual design on the nail or you're just painting the nails a solid color. I always said you have to wipe that sticky layer off because that's what causes the streaking. It like gets dragged across the nail, and then you have this streaky looking set, or your design gets messed up because the sticky layer on your design gets dragged across the nail. I will say though, the streakiness wasn't super. Ooh, what was I doing there? Anyhow, the streakiness isn't as noticeable on lighter colors, but if you're doing black and you want a matte black nail, then it's very noticeable. So I was kind of testing it out for 2 reasons here, to see how well it worked with the chrome and how well it worked as just a normal matte top coat. So after curing them, this is what they look like, and you definitely are going to have to wipe the nail off before applying this, because as you can see here, it does leave that streakiness. But if you are just using it for an isolated chrome design, you don't really have to worry about it because you're going to be top coating that anyhow. So I just went ahead and decided to use the Varnail 2-in-1 Chrome Top Coat to do my designs. This was also another test that I was testing out, because when painting over matte top coat sometimes with a shiny top coat, it does tend to like spread out a little bit. Again, like how I say, the sticky layer on gel polish will make your nail art spread a little bit, kind of like a blooming gel almost. A matte top coat kind of has the same effect on shiny top coat when you paint over with a shiny top coat. So this was also another little test. I wanted to see how well this would work to use a regular shiny top coat for the chrome designs. Otherwise, I typically use the Emo Black liner gel from Ballpit because it works really well with chrome. So if I wasn't doing all these different little tests with this, I would have just used the liner gel for this. But like I said, I was testing out how it would work with top coat, and it worked out really well. I didn't have any issues with the lines spreading or anything, and I am doing such a great job at staying in frame. At this point, I apologize, guys. I have no idea why I was so bad out of frame. I was probably really focused on seeing if lines were spreading or anything, and I just was not paying attention to being in frame. But anyhow, just doing a basic spider web on this nail. I've done spider webs before, and there's other sets that I have done for this season that also have spider webs. So anyhow, and it worked, like I said, it worked really well with the top coat. There was no spreading issue. So if you have noticed an issue with using shiny top coat on top of a matte top coat, this works really well, and you don't have that issue of it spreading. And then I just cured that Varnail 2-in-1 top coat for 30 seconds because that is how long it says to cure it when you're using it for chrome. And then I just took my chrome powder and rubbed that in. I did a silver chrome powder here for the spider web, and then I took this fan brush and just dusted off the nail. And as you can see, there is no chrome stuck to the black part of the nail, which is fantastic. There were a couple little specks there that were really easy to wipe off. Like, I just kind of swiped them off with my finger and they came off immediately. So this top coat works really well for doing isolated chrome designs. You don't have to do the whole buffing trick. You don't have to do any other kind of tricks to try and get the chrome to not stick to the background. You just apply this matte top coat and then cure it for 60 seconds and then do your design on top, rub your chrome on and dust it off, and you're good to go. So for this next nail here, I'm just doing some drips, and I just go about it the same way that I always do drips. I take my dotting tool, dot it on, drag it up, and then connect them with a liner brush. Again, I don't know what my deal was here in not being in frame. I honestly can't remember like what the reasoning was. Like I said before, I filmed most of these Halloween videos back in August. I filmed most of them back in August, and then there were some that I did like at the beginning of September to like mid-September, and now at the end of September here I'm finally getting around to editing all of them and doing the voiceover and stuff. So I don't exactly remember what was going on here and why I was so bad out of frame, but anyhow, I'm just doing the drips here, and then again cure that for 30 seconds, and then take my chrome and rub that on. And for these drips I used a neon green chrome. So my designs that I'm doing, they're not just going to be all with this silver chrome. I did do different colors for these. Oh, also, this set I kind of messed up a little bit on because I wanted the drips to be on the pointer and the ring nail. Or at least I wanted the drips to be on the pointer and the ring, and I wanted a pumpkin to be on the middle nail, but I messed up and I grabbed the middle nail and started doing the drips on the middle nail, and I realized it when it was too late that I did the drips on the middle nail instead of the pumpkin. So I had to switch it up a little bit. So the middle nail has the drips, and then the pointer and the ring have the pumpkins, and then the pinky and the thumb have spider webs. And this neon green chrome, in some lights it looks kind of gold. Like right here on camera it looks gold, but I think at the end you'll see, when you see it, it looks more like a, not a neon green, but a lime green. And in person when you see it, it looks more green, but for some reason on camera there it was looking very gold. So here is, I don't know what, either the pointer or the ring. It's probably the ring nail. I'm doing the pumpkin. So I just did a half circle because I made the entire bottom half of the nail be the pumpkin. So I just did a half circle, and now I'm filling that in. And then I cure this and do the orange chrome, and then after I get the orange chrome on, I go in and I do the little stem and then cure that, and then use a green chrome for the stem. And then here I am doing the spider web again. I hope I'm in frame better this time. I feel like I might be, and that's why I kept this part in, because you can actually see me doing the spider web, unlike last time. It's been a couple days since I edited this video, so I don't quite remember if I stayed fully in frame. I mean, I kind of didn't. Anyhow, just doing another spider web, and I did the same silver chrome for the spider web as well. And we're jumping back to doing another pumpkin nail. I don't know what my deal was when I was doing this set and why I was jumping around from nail to nail. Anyhow, another pumpkin. Did the same way that I did the first pumpkin. And now I'm just taking my shiny top coat from LGN and top coating all of the nails with this. And after I get this applied, I do go ahead and cure for 60 seconds. This top coat I had used on a previous chrome set. One of the ones that I did in September. Because I did a whole bunch of different chrome sets in September. I was really feeling chrome. But anyhow, I had used it for that, and I was kind of a big dummy and didn't make sure that I was wiping off the brush before putting it back in the bottle. And I don't know why I used this top coat to top coat chrome the last time in the first place. I don't know. I also don't know why I was using it to top coat this chrome either, because usually with chrome you want to use a separate top coat because you do tend to get little particles of chrome in on the brush, and then it contaminates your whole top coat, and then that top coat is forever now like a sparkly glitter type of top coat. So you do want to use a separate top coat. I have been liking using my Jinbei standard top coat to top coat chrome. How many times can I say top coat? Because I use a separate brush for that I clean off every time I use it, so there's no chrome particles left over on it. Also, if any chrome particles do get into it, they all just sink down to the bottom. There is some like glitter and chrome that is sunk to the bottom of my container of Jinbei Crazy Top. So it really doesn't matter with that one because I don't end up with the sparkly remnants of chrome on that one. But here you can see in these final shots the like little sparkly bits on the background of the nails that weren't there before. So that's just from previous times of using that top coat from top coating chrome, which is really annoying because the Ballpit anti-chrome, the anti-chrome top coat works really well and prevents any chrome from sticking to the background. However, because I did use that contaminated top coat, it makes it look like it didn't work as well as it really does. But yeah, this anti-matte, there I go again. The anti-chrome matte top coat works so well, and I will use that whenever I need to do isolated chrome designs from now on because of how well it works. I am so glad I have finally found a method that works for me, and I don't have to worry about like buffing the nail or wiping off a sticky layer or anything. I can just apply that top coat, cure it, and then go in with my design. And it also works really well to paint on top of with a shiny top coat. The only thing that I don't really care for about it is using it as a normal matte top coat to matte top coat your nails, because it does leave that streakiness, and then you do have to, so before applying it you do have to wipe off your nail to get rid of the sticky layer before top coating it. Otherwise it will be streaky or mess up your design. That's why I really like the Nails by Dev matte top coat, because it is a wipe off top coat, matte top coat, and those don't cause streakiness, or at least hers doesn't cause any streakiness. So that's why I really like that if I'm going to do a matte design or make all the nails matte. But overall I do really like this set. It's super cute, super simple, it's fun and different. I love the chrome effect of everything. But yeah, that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it.